Hey guys, I wanted to make a quick video for you guys. Some people have been asking how I do my bee stings. I do bee venom therapy for Lyme disease. Don't try this at home without an EpiPen and antihistamines and a doctor supervising you. It can be dangerous or fatal. Gotta say that. I'm a little gross. I just went on a run. I've already done 9 of my stings now. So I don't know if you can see this in the mirror here. I'm not sure if I'm holding the camera at the right angle, but you can see the uh, stings on my back. Let me just see if this makes sense here. Hopefully you can see that. The bee stings on my back, they kind of start to swell up. So I was going to show you the 10th one, just how I do it. The bee venom therapy has been extremely beneficial to me for Lyme disease. There is a whole protocol. There's a lot of instructions. This video isn't really intended to be a, formal instruction video or anything like that. I'm just showing you the way I do it. When I first got the bees, it was very intimidating to handle bees. I mean, they're scary. We have that spider, snake, insect fear, but once you get the hang of it, it's just not a big deal. Really not a big deal at all. I do it it does hurt, but I do it like just eating a bowl of cereal. So basically, I have this Biza Hut. It's a cute little product called a Biza Hut. It was like $60. I can post the link for it. It's just basically a bee cage. There's a cute little Bible verse that the manufacturer put on there. Some stickers. It's a cute little, nice little product. Sorry, my table's a mess here. I've got my headlamp, some organic veggie soup, some organic 88% dark chocolate, my daughter's toys. Anyway, so I get bees from a local beekeeper, and if you're traveling, you can always find local beekeepers. It's very easy. You can also mail order them, and these doors sort of have these little safety latches so that the bees won't get out and sting your kids or your pets or whatever. I always make sure that the beekeepers give me the bees in a container that's small enough that will fit inside here. So when I open up the container, within the container, no bees will escape. Looks like they used like a salsa dish in there. There's like so I just get different containers from different breeders, usually, or beekeepers. Usually they just give me whatever. This container actually is supposed to stand up, but I have it tilted back so I can catch the bees. So basically, I use this tweezer here. You can buy these tweezers. They're reverse tension tweezers, so when you are not using them, they're closed. So when you catch a bee, you squeeze it and then it stays closed. It doesn't hurt the bees, it's just the right pressure. So what I do is I reach in here, I catch the bee, and then usually you catch it by a leg or a wing or something. So then I will use one of these other tweezers to take it off and reposition it. I'll reposition it by like the thorax. I don't know. I really should have got my wife to help me make this video so someone could hold the camera while I do it, because it's going to be really hard to do this with one hand. I don't know. I don't know if you guys actually want the drama of seeing the real bees. Oh, I don't know how helpful that is to see. I might need to have my wife help me with that. But anyway, I untwist this. I open the container. I kind of reach this in, grab one. Sometimes they escape. It's not a big deal. They escape. Oh well, so I'll catch them. One time I accidentally let about 200 bees loose in my trailer, in my RV. And 200, yep. And they were all sitting in a clump on the table because they like to group together. And I didn't know what to do, so I grabbed a huge wad of paper towels and just kind of wrapped them up and brought them outside. It was a total disaster because then they were all outside flying around. I didn't want to kill them. It's not their fault that they got loose, so they ended up, pestering us for a month. They like formed a colony outside the trailer. So don't do that. Don't let the bees free. I wonder if I can set up this camera maybe. Let's give this. Oh, I have one caught, so you guys know that I'm telling the truth. This is one that I already had caught. Oh, perfect. So maybe I can just use this guy then to show you guys. So yeah, I position them like so, where the thorax, where it's being grabbed by the thorax. And then you can even see his stinger sort of, he's trying to sting right now because he's upset. And then I just, let's pretend this is my back. I just angle the stinger down and you just tap it against your back. And of course he's mad, so he's going to sting you. And then sadly it does kill the bee. So you dispose of the bee in soapy water. The soapy water is, the sting is what kills the bee. They lose their stinger. So you dispose of the bee in soapy water, and that kills them quickly. Otherwise, they sort of suffer a little bit. And people say, oh, the poor bees. I just think in this culture right now, we're so disconnected from the animals that we use for food. So basically, my response to you is, I don't want to hear it. Unless you're vegan, you're hurting animals, you're eating animals, you're probably, even organic animals are mistreated in farms and stuff. I mean, nothing about modern civilization treats animals well. And of course, I'm not advocating mistreating animals, but the fact is that, there is, in nature, there is a circle of life. I mean, the mouse eats the bugs, the raccoon eats the mouse, the lion eats the raccoon. I didn't make up the rules, you guys, but animals do help us survive, and we eat meat. We use animals. So I think as long as you do it respectfully, I definitely respect these creatures, and when they're in my care, I feed them organic honey, and I respect them, and I don't, I don't mistreat them, and after they sting me, I try to, make their passing as quickly as possible. So I'm not an animal abuser. I don't hate animals, but I mean, they are insects. And how many times have you gotten in your car to drive to the grocery store? How many ants or bugs do you run over? How many bugs are on the front of your grill of your car? You drive 100 miles and the whole front of your car is covered with bugs. Well, maybe you should never drive again. At least these animals are helping me heal my body and get my life back and be a good parent and stuff. So I don't think it's cruel to animals. I think as long as we as humans responsibly and respectfully coexist with animals, our bodies even one day will go into the ground and be consumed by animals and insects. So it's kind of like this circle of life thing. And maybe I'm overly sensitive or overly defensive, but I feel like there's going to be people that say this is cruel, and I don't know what to say. I think it's cruel to put human beings through the antibiotic treatments and stuff that ruin our immune systems. And so I just think we need to be good stewards of animals and be respectful of them. And yes, we do use them for part of our life cycle, and it's just the way the world works. So again, I didn't make up the rules. So yeah, that's how this works. I don't know if I'm going to be able to actually show you a sting here. It's really, I mean, you guys might be like, show it to me. Wow, I want to see it. So maybe if you guys want to see that, I'll make another video, but it's pretty non-dramatic. When you tap the bee on your back, tap, 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 the stinger does come out in your back, and I leave the stingers in my back for about 15 minutes, and then it is easy to sting yourself. It's easy to sting yourself, but my wife used to do it for me. But the one thing I can't do is get the stingers out. I can in a pinch, but my wife will get those out for me with the little regular tweezers like this. So it's really kind of not that dramatic. I mean, it's the first few times you deal with bees, it kind of freaks you out. But I've done